Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a clown.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close I and my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I've surpassed peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would bleed, begging that generations remember our story.
Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, what up, peoples? Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. We got some stuff to talk about. I did a reaction on this earlier this week, but my partner here felt like it needed to be expounded upon a little bit more. So that's what we're gonna do. I hope all is well with each and every single one of you. Shout outs to everyone who tapped in with us on the virtual open mic yesterday. That was a fire show. Fire show. Humble. Shout outs to JJ. Shout outs to Lita. Shout out to Natasha. Shout out to Sydney. Shout out to Zion. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all did y'all thing. Hopefully I get to tap in with y'all again this following week. If I have any poets, anybody from the art world out there who's interested in doing one of these shows, please email me, shoot me a message, come through, hang out. It's always a good vibe. Cryptic Creed Paranormal is on the way. We got a show later. We got a show tomorrow. We active. We always live. We always uploading. There's always something to talk about. Never ceases to amaze or fail. Now, if you're noticing, I switched up the angles. I want to try something out here. So I thought I'd shifted a little bit. I'm waiting on him to pull up. He's in the studio. He's not officially on camera yet. So I'm waiting on him to lock in so I can bring him up. Since he's the one that's extremely passionate about this one, I'm not going to give no thoughts on it until we really get into it. Later on, 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't know if anybody's heard about it yet, but the shooting in Philadelphia, 2 killed, 9 injured. We're going to talk about that one later. I find those type of conversations important in this community, especially where gun violence and anger and ego and pride and just violence itself is in constant abundance amongst everybody out here. It's not just in one area, it's everywhere, you know. And I get sick and tired of every time I turn on the news, is something happening, you know. So tap in for it later on. That's going to be a goodie. I got Desperado in the building. Let me know everything good, everything. What's up?
What's good, man? What's going on? Is this the new angle?
I'm testing it out.
I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the building. We here to take care of some business, right?
Yeah, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Now I heard you said you did a live reaction on what we about to discuss for today. I just feel like this story here happens a lot. You got a couple more layers to it. I think it was pre-warned. So I mean, hey, what's done is done, right? We here.
Shit. Pre-warned, that's a mild way to put it. Shit. At least 30 people told or spoke about the shit. Hell, I done did multiple coverages on this shit. We've done coverage on this before.
Is I'm coming in because I heard I had an issue with the audio last week, sir. So
There's
I just want to
no,
make sure everything is smooth sailing for today.
yeah, you good. No clipping.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like I said, at least 30 different people done spoke about the shit. Leading up to the marriage. Bow Wow, the Game, Cameron and Mace, No Fugazi, Fresh and Fit. I mean, like, you can just drop a fucking penny and land on heads every time. That's how many people spoke about it. So it's like, here we are. And, you know, why are we having this discussion now? I mean, being as how we've, like, you I know there's something that you want to say that's I'm probably not thinking about, so that's why I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor. But I mean, I think everybody here has probably said something about the shit.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's been something that's been talked about. I'm very aware of that, but we gotta put everything on the table. You know, I think this one need to get right into the meat and potatoes of what we're gonna be talking about because this story here, like I said before, it happens a lot. We're not gonna just say this the first encounter and all of that. Like, this stuff happens a lot. And we got to get into the reasons why do it happen. We want to know why do it happen.
Well, you got the floor. Do your thing.
All right, so basically, what we're gonna be discussing today is Mr. Travis Hunter, Colorado football Heisman Trophy winner. The man had a girlfriend for a few years, and they just recently tied the knot. But the issue is, the pushback is why did Mr. Travis Hunter didn't put a prenup after recently being drafted in April? We are about to go to June now. Recently just got married. So all I can say on that matter is like I said, it happens. It happens a lot, and I feel like Mr. Hunter himself. I don't think he's aware. I'm gonna just put it on the table. I don't think Mr. Hunter is aware of hypergamy enough. I don't think he understands how female nature works. So because of that, it gets him to do things that like it's a fairy tale. And this story right here is no fairy tale ending. This pretty much percent wise it really ends bad. You know what I'm saying? It ends real bad. So with that being said, that's why we had so many people that you mentioned had commented on this because they see it on the outside scope and they just want him to be, you know, aware. We all grown, like they're grown, but you need to be aware of what you about to do and what it can mean. So I think that's the disconnect. I don't We don't think he's aware of what he's doing.
Well, we know he's not aware of what he's doing. But I mean, what's your? I mean, the young brother ain't used to getting boxed. Uh, I'm trying to be as polite as possible. I know I'm gonna end up going off the rail here in a second.
No,
He,
don't hold back.
his
Don't hold
his
back. That's all.
his lack of experience with women is not specific to him. There's men everywhere that have this issue. It's not just him. And I always say, well, especially now as I'm older, sex should be the last thing that you're worried about. Sex ruins lives. It distorts your logic. It makes it difficult for you to comprehend reason and rationality. You blur lines between your purpose and distractions. And when you get involved with women and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in order anyway, all you're doing is setting yourself back. That man, to me, in order to get the success that he got, he had to have a level of discipline. You can't be drafted the way he was, have scouts looking for you, have all of these accomplishments around you if you weren't disciplined in some manner. The level of training, the times you got to get up out of the bed, to how long you stay after training and all that. All that shit factors into someone who has a desire to be successful. You got all of this in terms of your sport, your hobby, the thing that you're passionate about. But when it comes to dealing with human beings on a more intimate level, you're a novice. You're completely green. You don't know what the hell you getting yourself into because the dynamics between that, I don't think the mechanics are really that different. It's just a matter of what type of information is imparted in the person. I'll leave it right there for now.
Yep. I'm gonna touch on something you just mentioned. You said that Mr. Hunter looks like, or he operates like that. He don't have a lot of what you say, a lot of experience when it comes to women and stuff like that. And it seems to be obvious with that. I mean, we can go back to one of his Colorado games. He had a big game. He was trying to win the Heisman at that point, and something happened in the stands. His girlfriend in the stands. She's yelling and screaming at him and stuff like that. And it's like he like, Dad, what's wrong? What's going on? And it's just when you if she understood, and I'm talking about the girlfriend now, talking about her. If she understood the true value of what she got, no, she wouldn't be doing no motherfucking screaming. I put that on the table. It wouldn't be no arguments. You know what I'm about to take you, and you up here arguing with me? Is you crazy? And then that was a red flag because it's like he's about to become the Heisman at that point, which means that from a football standpoint, you are like magnified as like the key player. You become the just like the MVP of college. Like everybody's looking at you at that point. And she's dating that dude. Like we talk about it all the time. Most women want that top tier dude, and you actually involved with him, and you screaming and yelling and shit. This shit can be history, baby, just like that. We ain't got time for that. And then on the flip, Mr. Hunter damn sure didn't understand it because anybody in his position or have been in this position previous that got the experience, they would have told her to beat it. We history. All she was a distraction to his success. We keep talking about it. She was a roadblock. Like she in the way of what he's trying to get done and accomplish for himself. This is him. She's not bringing no real value to him more than what he already accomplished and did for himself as a man and as a football player. But I will say this though, I feel like Mr. Hunter should have obtained some experience or got experience with other females before he got serious and settled down. I mean, I think that would have helped him with his decision making. Because if a man don't really know his value, he's going to tolerate a lot of bad behavior when it comes to the opposite sex, the women. So she understood that because, on the other hand, the girlfriend had the experience. She already had experience with other guys. He's limited his experience, so he don't know how to identify that bullshit. So she was able to kind of like be an opportunist and kind of push this thing with him and take control a little bit. You know, all she got to do is take her experience and put it on this young man, and now he buying Mercedes Benz trucks and shit. Like he ribbing her a whole gift. He's spending money before he even step on the field. He don't know how his career gonna go. So I just think that, yeah, if he want to be with her, that's cool. But this right here is risky. If we talking about his girlfriend, his girlfriend past is the main issue. Like if she didn't have a past like that, I mean, I would knock none of this. You got it.
I'm beyond the marriage part. That is what it is. Without experience, there is no wisdom. or you don't know how to appreciate wisdom. There's no way that you can actually take that information and utilize it to your advantage. Frankly, men and women should refrain from sex anyway, and this is one of the reasons why. But I'm beyond that. He already made the choice and the decision. Um, he's an example of what not to do. If you're a guy, if you're 12, 13 years old in school, or you're a teenager, or you're in your 20s, and you see this, this should be a blueprint to what not to do. If you are playing any type of sports, or you're academic, and you're getting good grades, you're getting high praises, everything seems to be in alignment with your career and your goals and things like that, fuck these women. Fuck these little ass girls. Fuck sex. Don't even concern yourself with the shit. The problem that we have is that adults don't tell the younger generation that this shit is not sweet. We tell these youngins, have fun, live a little. You only live life once, so be a dumbass. Go out here and explore, and go out here and bullshit around. And no, that's the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing. That's not what we're supposed to be saying to them. What we're supposed to be saying to them is no sex, keep your ass in school, do your homework, drink your milk, take your vitamins, eat your Wheaties, read the Bible, get into a fellowship with men who know how to be leaders. Get the hell away from these harlots, and get the hell away from these 304s posing as mothers and all that shit. You do not want these problems as a kid. You should not even be so quick to grow up. That's what we should be telling these people, but we don't. Travis Hunter is the example of what happens when you are not equally yoked with a woman. We already know the story, the history, who she's been with, what we passed all that now. The reason why he didn't get a prenup is because she got him wrapped under her thumb, her tongue, whatever you want to call it. She got him. She put it on him, and he ain't used to it. He doesn't understand that manipulation comes in many forms. A broad can get you with just batting her eyes. A broad can get you with just having a nice figure. A broad can get you with the softness of her voice. That's why femininity is so important, but it's rare as fuck, and nobody wants to use it. But you know, if you didn't realize that, if you just acted like a woman, you could damn near get anything you wanted out of a dude. All you gotta do is be soft, friendly, feminine, and fit. She knows how to use what she has to her advantage. And he doesn't understand the undertones and the context within how she communicates. A woman can look at you and talk to you sweet and innocent and be a fucking devil, a demon from hell. You'll think she love you and everything. No, the fuck she don't. She don't love you at all, my nigga. She just want what you potentially will have in the future. Everything about her was already a walking red flag and an indication that she was not going to be anything more than what she was, a video vixen. This ain't got nothing to do with that. He already did what he did. Now he's going to have to deal with the consequences of it. And I said it in my reaction video. This is either going to make or break him. I pray that it work out for him. But I give it a couple years, if that. He's going to be on the camera. She's going to be on the camera. She's going to have a loving hip hop spinoff. She's going to have her own VH1 documentary. She's going to have a fucking movie or some type of TV deal. Painting him as a monster. Painting him as this possessive whatever. You know how these women do, man, when they want to make that exit out of a relationship that they had no interest in, whatever it is. They know how to play the position until they get what they need out of it. And then once they are ready to go, then they start to cultivate their exit strategy. And that's the bottom line. And dudes don't understand, like, everybody ain't for you. There's a million of her, but there's only one that is designed for you specifically. You're not going to find that chasing after the wrong shit. There's a Proverbs where it describes the streetwalker, and she lures all the men walking past her house. She lures them into her house, but they don't know that they're amongst dead men. They're being led into the gates of hell because of who she is and what she represents. Has done nothing but drive men to madness, to death, to suicide, to prison. They want to get their nut off. They want to get their fix, their desires met by this particular woman because she's pretty and attractive, but she offers nothing of life. Everything within her fountain is poison. I'll stop there because I was about to go into a whole nother rant, but yeah.
It's crazy, man, with these situations, man, that we're discussing. But I'm gonna give you a quick backstory. Backstory goes, this lady had Mr. Hunter to drive her to a party. She had Mr. Hunter to sit in the car while she's at a frat party. She living it up, drinking. Mr. Hunter's an athlete. He didn't want to partake in none of those activities. So she had him to sit outside in the car and wait for her to be finished. That's a huge red flag. Huge. Then she told Mr. Hunter that, really in the beginning, she really told him that really I don't normally date guys like you. You really not my type. You end up growing on me. Which was crazy. A man should never hear that a woman said, "Hey, you're not my type," and you ended up growing on me. But now we 5 years in. Now he's defending her. He's yelling at all the backlash, all the people complaining and all of that. He's defending his woman. He feels like, this is the one for him. He said, y'all don't know her. this is my decision. This is my lady. Y'all need to leave us the hell alone. All of that's been said by Mr. Hunter. And at that point, this is all of this is prior to the decision he just made, what he did. So at that point, he cut off all his social media because he didn't want to listen to it no more. He didn't want to listen to that this might happen to him. He didn't want to hear it. He felt like, we people was coming up with conclusions and coming up with stuff trying to break them up. That's what he felt. Y'all trying to break us up. Y'all don't want to see us happy. So we're gonna go to another angle real quick. Okay. Everybody that's been there, done that. Take me and you for example. Been there, done that. We see it from a different scope. Hell, when we was his age, people our age saw it from a different scope. It don't change. It's just a rerun out here. So with that being said, he feels like, oh, let me ask you this: if this is going to happen to him, because he already made his decision, and he didn't even do the prenup. So if this is set in stone, and he's going to fail in this marriage that he decided to do, if it's already in stone that this is going to be failure, uh, wouldn't he have listened or taken some advice from somebody who didn't make these type of mistakes? Because let's face it, most people is saying to him stuff that they didn't apply. They didn't apply themselves. Like most people didn't. They never won the Heisman. He won the Heisman. He was real disciplined. He took care of his body. The man can play two positions. That's something that is rare in the football world. You can get a guy that can play two positions. You are money. You are very valuable to the league. But what I'm saying is everybody's been young before. Everybody made those type of mistakes. And what he's saying is y'all can't really tell me shit because y'all made worse mistakes or have made mistakes and then you continue to make them. This is a young man. He been with this woman for 5 years. I gave you the backstory. All of that stuff came out. If it play out this way with the prenup, the non-prenup situation, he made his decision. He wants to be behind it. But the difference is what the young man got to understand is that this love thing that you supposed to build your marriage on, and you get married upon the love thing, gotta understand that he's giving his all to this. He's all the way in. Women don't go all the way in until they know they got an opportunity. He's the opportunity. So she's only in with him like this so early because of what he just did with his contract. He supposed to be hooking his family up with this money. This money is supposed. My thing is, this money is supposed to last him the rest of his life. He's a very young man right now. He made a grown man decision. In my opinion, I would have advised them you know, to see how this season plays out. You don't know what's going to happen years down the line. You're going to probably be intrigued with more beautiful women that might come your way. You are who you are. You got a high value in this league. She's just a ticket. You just her ticket to wherever she's trying to go, and it could have played out. My thing is the prenup is going to be very costly. You always supposed to get a prenup, fellas. If, only if, you got a lot to lose. And this young man is in that position. He has a lot to lose. Everything that he just signed for recently is came from all his discipline. It came from all them practices. It came from his hard work. She was nowhere in the picture at that time when he was building his name. He didn't know her from a can of paint. So now that she's in the picture, this is what you gotta protect. So if it blow up, let this be a lesson. Protect your chicken because it's gonna go down.
Accountability matters. You absolutely must understand that there's nothing negative about being critiqued or someone giving you direction. I feel bad for him, not because I automatically assume this is going to end bad, because I don't know that. Everybody's speculation is that it's going to end bad. For all we know, it could turn out to be the best thing. But come on, like, be serious. To everybody else that's watching and then been ran through or then ran through a bunch of different women and had all these experiences, we see this shit like it's right there plastered on a billboard. And it's unfortunate because I know that there are influencers and there are women out there right now that's moving just like her that will absolutely follow the same demonstration that she's putting on, and they're going to get away with it. In fact, I think that's the bigger message, that there's people that's getting away with it right now as we speak. It ain't like it just started with her. Women have been finessing dudes for decades, for generations. This ain't brand new. The problem is, who's to blame for it? Who's at fault for all of these dudes simping out for these women? And who's to blame for these women getting away with the bullshit that they've been getting away with for ages, manipulating and controlling and contorting to get their way out of a dude? Who's to blame for it? Well, put it this way: men and women are to blame for it. We don't hold the women accountable, and we don't hold these men accountable for their shit. Y'all got all this to say about what's my man name? The brother, this quarterback for the Redskins, the Commanders. Y'all got all this shit to say about him. Oh, his mom is too motherly. She's smothering him. Yeah, Jaden Daniels. I got all this shit to say about him, but shit, he don't have this problem. He ain't got nobody knocked up out here trying to act like, oh, he's the father and I'm going to sue him for this. He don't got no accusations. He don't got no prenuptial nothing. And why? Because she's being a mom. Y'all clowning her or got this energy towards her like she's supposed to just let him be out here and be reckless. No, you're supposed to protect your seeds. You're supposed to talk to them about some real shit. Let them know what's out here. A lot of you mothers and fathers out here raising your kids to be in the street. You're raising them to be liars and manipulators. You're raising them to be just like Brittany Renner. You're raising them to be just like Drea Michelle, Cardi B. You're the problem. You're the reason why this man Travis Hunter is the way he is, and you're the reason why this man is getting taken for everything he's got. You said is he's spending money that he ain't even had a chance to deposit. Nigga ain't even been on fresh grass that long.
He didn't play one down yet.
So I mean, somebody really had to care for you, brother. I didn't even want to talk about this shit no more. I was over it because at this point, I already knew what it was. You were going to do what you wanted anyway. This ain't going to stop that shit. It never was. She must have got some semi good viscous innards, or he's just not accustomed to the variations that come in different packaging. She got that boy whipped, and when you whip, and you stuck on vagina, and you're going to accept every fuckery that they do. You know it, I know it, and the world knows it. The only successful men out there right now are the ones who don't prioritize women. The women are going to come to him because he's the one who is established. You're not. You want to be taken care of. You want to be in a space where you don't have to worry about bills. You don't want to have to worry about a roof being over your head. These dudes who ain't looking at you and sweating you and shit, this is what they're doing. They're locked in. They're working. They're signing off on checks. They're building their brand. They're networking. They're reading. They're exercising. They're not in your face 24 hours a day text messaging you. Why? Because women will always be around. You might not like me, but that one will. You might not fuck me, but that one will. You might not want to do this, but that one will. You know, so like I said, I don't feel bad for him. I don't.
But it's sad though. You know, you don't feel bad for him. I feel bad for him because this is a case where another one bites the dust. And you just brought up Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels is a little older than Travis Hunt. I think he's about 24, 25. And he was trying to get with Juju Watkins. That's to me, that's a little different than Mr. Travis Hunter. Juju on her way up. Mom's was kind of cock blocking on that situation, but I will say this, and to your point, she's being a fucking parent. Man. She's a fucking mom. She's a real mom, and she's his agent, which means that she get to make. She had an interview and they spoke about that, and she's saying she's making decisions for her son after he stopped playing because he unlike most of these athletes out here, they don't realize that this career shit go fast. You don't play forever. You don't know how your career gonna go. That's why I spoke about the money part about him blowing all this money so soon. This shit gotta last. You don't know if you're gonna get a contract later on or down the line. This is some career shit, some future shit I'm talking about. And what his mom was talking about is that I got my son set for businesses. He's gonna have all these assets and stuff when he stopped playing. So his money is gonna be growing. That's being a parent and a good business advisor. But I will only say the knock on her is that your son was kind of making a good move because unlike Mr. Hunter, his his partner, Daniel's partner, was bringing something to the table. If he would have got with her, or if he might still get with her, Juju Watkins is going to be one of the top players in the WNBA. That's different to me. That's different. And then I'm gonna go back to Travis Hunter with his decision. He lacked the guidance. He lacked the guidance because that's a good example you brought up with Daniel's mom. If she can do that and help him out, so he won't be out here knocking up all these women while he's playing the game, going to mess his career up. Then what's wrong with Travis Hunter's family doing the same thing for him, telling him to kind of pump your brakes a little bit. It's okay. It's okay to love her. I don't even know the man personally. You can look at the videos and you can see so many videos and say, "Damn, he really loved the woman." Okay, but you gotta understand that the way you love her, she don't love you the same way, bro. And ain't nobody telling them that. She don't love you the same way. If you wasn't the Heisman, strip all that away. Strip that contract you just signed. Strip it all away. It'll be one sided. And we spoke on one sided before. It don't feel good. She wouldn't be giving up no affection. She probably slow down him getting that box. That's probably got his mind going cuckoo puffs. She probably slow all that down if you strip it all away. The prenup was designed to see if I strip it all away, what do we got? That's what the prenup was for, and she didn't want to do it. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be a long road, but the brother lacked guidance. Um, he needed a real talk about his decision. You can't really talk about her, but the way he's looking at it, somebody should have fixed his vision and told him, "You don't have to blow this so soon, man. You just got this money. You just signed for this money. This money gotta last, bro." That's all I'm saying. That woman right there, you seen it happen. It happened in a lot of sports. A lot of athletes got taken to the cleaners. Let's hope it don't happen, because the other part, my other concern for him, if it do happen, let's just say it do happen. This man right here don't have a lot of experience like we spoke about earlier, and this can be a downfall. Like as good as people is or whatever they do, they can be good on the mic. They can be good at playing football, playing basketball, whatever you know how to do that you're good at. If something traumatizing happens to you, you wouldn't be the same. I've seen it happen in a lot of different fields. Something happens to somebody, they're not you don't get um that same progress, that same passion. People don't perform the same. And uh, he's on a track. He's on a track to possibly be in a depressed mode, man. If she does this to him, this can ruin this man mental. That means everything that he knew how to do on that field he wouldn't be no value to a team because of what this woman could possibly do to him. Let's hope it don't happen. But I just feel like if he had what you said that Jaden Daniels had, trust me, if Jaden Daniels' mom was his agent, he wouldn't have married that woman. And that's the real shit right there. He wouldn't have married that woman. I don't care if she wanted to get married, but most of the time he didn't really want to marry her. I believe she wanted to marry him. And most of the time that's the way it goes. The women be wanting to get married. They don't think about all the other shit that come with it. The man gotta agree with the shit. He agreed with it. He the one that waived the prenup. He said, "Let's go ahead and do it, and we'll worry about it at the end." And I'm just saying that his parents, specifically his dad, because we could talk about everybody else. Specifically, his dad did not sit that boy down and explain to him the birds and the bees. Because this shit gonna sting, son. You got it.
We can talk about what did or didn't happen with him, but I want to defer to her because she got parents too, my nigga. And her mom and all of them could have told her not to be a hoe.
She don't got the money though.
I,
It's his money.
that's not my point. My point is this ain't got shit. Fuck the money. Fuck the status. Fuck all the hypergamy shit. As a responsible parent or sibling, you are supposed to instill values, core values into your loved ones. That means you tell them, look, you want somebody that's going to take care of you, but you also want to be a wife. You need to know how to be a wife. You need to know how to be nurturing. You need to know how to be submissive. You need to know core values that are going to sustain and maintain a household. You cannot just be out here tricking it out and slutting it out and being a 304. It goes both ways, man and woman. A mother is supposed to teach her daughter how to be a fucking wife. A man is supposed to teach his daughter how to be a wife. It goes hand in hand. You can't instill in one and not impart in the other. Why you think there's a such thing as being unequally yoked? One person grows up a certain way, the other person doesn't. And then when y'all try to blend y'all life together, the shit don't work. Now, I don't advocate for a man to try to. It goes back to that dumb shit that dude said on that video we did a reaction to last weekend when he was talking about, oh, it don't matter if she got a past or not. I'm good enough, and I'm such a high value person that I can take that and turn it into this. I don't even advocate for that shit. Hell no. She's just as fucked up in this situation as he is. He's stuck on sex, and because of who she is and how she finessed him, she's stuck on money and status and all that. She never really liked the nigga. We already established that she was only there because she realized who he was, and then she spent the block. Again, I don't care about that. And again, I don't feel sorry for him because he had people telling him, no, this ain't it. You need to do something else. Go play with something safe. He wanted to do this, so now he's going to have to deal with it. But what we're not doing is we're not, as a community, telling men and women how to be men and women, what it means to have two partners come together under one roof, what it means to financially work together cohesively, what it means to build a home, what it means to have roles in this household, what your public image is supposed to reflect on the inside and outside, what it's supposed to look like when you go out and you're not with your partner and they see her. Is she covering you? Is she protecting your name? Is she protecting you in all ways that's important? Is he representing you the way that he's supposed to be representing you as a man? We don't talk about that. And you want to put everything on him. That's cool. You can do that to a certain extent, but we're not going to just sit here and act like she came out the womb a hoe. She didn't. she was groomed that way, directly or indirectly, and that's the bottom line. She was brought up under those conditions. Nobody corrected her or checked her for her part of this shit, and she's been on that cycle ever since. He just happens to be the next victim. But I digress.
Hell, he might be the last. The way this money gonna go. Now, I hear your part about her, but this situation goes back to him winning that Heisman, him getting that Heisman like that, and the Coach Prime, because he been in a little situation similar to this too. He had to tell his girl to stand up to celebrate her dude. I mean, everybody in that's broadcasted all on ESPN. That's a big moment. You one of the very few that's on the list, and you a Heisman. That's your big achievement. We spoke about it with the Oscars with Will Smith and Jada before. I mean, at his biggest moment, that was his biggest moment. Look what she did. Made it about then it turned into a slap. You don't even talk about him getting that shit. All you talk about is somebody getting slapped. Chris Rock got slapped that night. The hell with what movie it was that he wanted. Fuck all that. According to Jada, it didn't matter. So when he won that Heisman, if you love me like marriage is supposed to be built on love and all of that. If you really loved me, you would have stood up first. You would have stood up before anybody else on that row. And what made it so bad is that they put the camera on Prime, telling her you need to stand up. You know, come on, get up, give your man the applause that he deserves. He worked hard for this achievement. So my thing is, if you supposed to be my significant other, and we supposed to take this to the next level, and you can't even celebrate my accomplishments, but I supposed to bless you with a ring and bless you with a new vehicle and all of that. You couldn't even celebrate me achieving what I had to get to the ring and all of that. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being said, that should have woke him up right there. Like, she's not really into you, bro. And on top of that, a woman that is jealous of her man's success will always feel entitled and will feel like she's more high valued than you, even if you are the Heisman. Even if you are the number one draft pick, my nigga, even if you go out here and catch 40 touchdowns, you still not better than her. To her, you're under her. And if a woman, we talk about it all the time, if a woman look down on you, we know what's coming. She cannot look down on you. Her eyes got to be looking up to the rooftops at you. It got to be like that. And in order for it to be like that, she got to respect you. And ain't no way you can say she respect Travis Hunter and her ass couldn't stand for his accomplishment. She don't respect him. So that's why he got to understand why he getting all this backlash about his woman, because she displaying disrespect, like you just said, how you represent me, how you carry my brand when I'm not around. So if you're gonna disrespect me like that in one of my proudest moments, like with Will and Jada, then I know how you gonna treat me when I'm not around. You see what I'm saying? She has to understand. Then she wants to get married. That's another thing. She only been with the man 5 years. Like, come on. 5 years, you think you ready? This man real young. Yeah, you been with him for 5, but You're young, he's young, and you about to start this thing called a marriage. All I'm gonna say is, don't get married if you don't think your man gonna get hit on. If you can't handle your man getting hit on, don't get married if you think your woman not looking at other athletes out here. Don't get married. Don't get married because it's going down. He's gonna be at all them venues. It's gonna be all other athletes other than himself, and yeah, she's gonna be checking them out. She's gonna be checking their situation out. She's gonna know their stat line, just like she knew yours. And we call it monkey branch. We call it the monkey branch. If something happens, Lord forbid, I don't even want to say it because he's a good brother. I'm not even gonna say that. But I am gonna say injuries is part of the game. Something happened to him, monkey branch. Here we go. We're going somewhere else with this. She's in that limelight because of Travis Hunter, and now she can explore more options. She got more options now to probably pick another situation like that out. I mean, she's called a female predator. I'm gonna say that she's like a female predator. She looks for, she manipulates dudes that don't have all the game pieces together. I mean, you know about X's and O's, but you don't know about sluts and hoes. You gotta put it together.
Sensational.
You see what I'm saying? So this shit here is gonna be crucial for him to learn. I mean, you're gonna learn anyway. That's the way it goes. Because one thing about a woman, and we can agree on this, because what we're talking about is that all of them go through it. All of them can have a phase that we like to call a whole phase, and they gonna get it out of them. It's not gonna stop. They're gonna get it out of them. So the biggest concern is, did Travis Hunter commit to that woman he with too soon? Only time gonna tell, because if it was too soon, that means she's still going through that phase and she ain't done.
There ain't no question. He absolutely did. And for the record, 5 years is more than enough time to determine whether or not you want to marry someone. I would know within a year, within 2 years. It don't take 5 years to know.
Not if you're young. Not if you're young. We talking two different herbs. I mean, 5 years. 5 years is more than enough time once you get experience. We talking about him though, and they. I think it's only progressed to 5 years because it was like on her. He probably would have married her after a damn year, knowing him. She probably say, "Let's get married now," because look at the time they got married. You see what I'm saying? They just got married. Look how it went. You get drafted. You put pen to paper and you sign, and now we married. Come on now.
Yeah, I highly advised against that. I think everybody advised against it. This is what people that are young do, and I don't know how Will and Jada got into this conversation, but
no, I was comparing. This is how I was saying with Will and Jada. I'm comparing his moment to Travis Hunter moment. Travis Hunter was working that whole season to get this award, and he got it. Will Smith was working his whole career acting to get his moment. So that's where the comparisons came in. And I just said when he got his moment, Jada wanted to make it about her. Just like this one didn't even want to stand up and give her flowers to her future husband. She didn't want to do that. So, like I said, if they look down on you and they feel like they're more high value than you, it's not gonna work. Because it's supposed to be he's supposed to be the head honcho of the deal. And if she feel like she's over that, then this ain't gonna play out too well.
I mean, that was obvious though. We already knew that. It's too many videos, too many edits, too many posts from the way she dressed and all that. Like, nah, she's controlling that whole situation, and I would put money on it that she runs that house, 100%, 100%.
But we just can't pick on him. We can pick on a lot of people though that's in that situation. How a woman dressed. Look at Sierra. Russ got a lot of money though. Russ got nice contracts. Look what she do. Yeah, they got kids. Yeah, they married and all that. But look, it still don't change the fact that you don't have to disrespect me like that if I'm your husband. It don't change. No matter who's the match.
Let me ask you a question because this came up on a podcast that I watched a few months ago. Once you get married or you get into a relationship, should your dress code change? As a woman, should your dress code change? Like if you met the person, all right, put it this way, if you met the person in a strip club or in a bar, should there be an issue if the man says, I don't want you doing this no more?
Okay. First of all, the woman that he met before he got serious, the woman was dressing promiscuous.
Right.
Women dress promiscuous to attract a man. Okay, let's put that on the damn table. Let's dive into it real quick. So you dress like that. I caught it with my eyes. I made my approach. We talking. One thing lead to another. We dating, and it gets serious. Now, on a man's part, I'ma say, first of all, you don't own no woman. Let me put that on the table. All that about, you do what I say and all that. I don't. She's grown like you grown, bro. And it goes both ways. Like a woman can't tell a man this, that, and the third either. Like, yeah, I'm a grown man, you're a grown woman. Meaning, being grown, meaning you should know. Going back to how you was raised, like you said, you should know how to carry yourself once it progress and you get into that relationship. Now, if a man says, like, if she try to dress promiscuous at that point and you're already with me and we already like committed together, it's a sign of disrespect. Now, it's some men out here that can say, well, damn, um I didn't. It ain't like I told her to take it off, but nah, bro. It don't have to be like you shouldn't have to express that to a woman that's committed to you, because if she's committing to you in her mindset, she should already know not to throw that on no more. Why? If a woman throws it on in a relationship, it's different if she's single because she caught you. Once you're in a relationship or you're married and she throws something like that on, what she's saying is, I'm still on the market, meaning you're not good enough for her. She wants something better. I don't give a fuck about no relationship or no marriage or none of that. If a woman does that to you, it means somebody can get these goodies. That's what the fuck it means. It ain't. I'm trying to look sexy or whatever the manipulation tactic that they use. It means that somebody can get these ass cheeks. Let me just put it on the table. It's called disrespect. Now, if you want to say, man, she can, yeah, she can. I'm not gonna argue with her. If you want to put that on, just know that the commitment is over. That's all. I can't, because if you stay committed to a woman that dressed promiscuous with you, what you're doing as a man is saying that I must be a golden glove or something, because you're gonna be she's inviting a lot of attention to her, and she's inviting a lot of disrespect your way, which means it's gonna lead to you having to defend her a lot or defend your manhood because there's gonna be a lot of disrespect. I'm gonna just put it to you like that. If you allow your woman, if that's your woman or wife or whatever, to dress like that with you, it's gonna be some disrespect coming your way. That's all I'm gonna leave it like that.
I don't know why people get so offended. Like it's a controlling thing that this is. It has nothing to do with control. The only reason I asked the question was because of what I said about her going out dressing how she was dressing. Sir, you're now married to her. And if I see photos of her still half naked or showing cheeks and all that shit on social media, even after y'all got married, yeah, you're definitely a cuck. I'm just gonna call it like that. Um, you open the door for her. Now she has access to players that she wouldn't have prior to you. See, she was just dealing with low budget rappers. You're only going to get her so far with that box. But now you're dealing with someone who's in the field. You can kind of ease your way in other little corridors now. Again, I'm beyond Travis Hunter. It's what he represents and what she represents. That's the problem. I can understand if she was operating under hypergamy in the right way. There's a right and a wrong way to use it. Let's go ahead and get the distinction out. There is a proper way to utilize hypergamy. The way that she's using it is going to cause people to get hurt emotionally, mentally, economically. There's going to be ramifications behind her misuse of it. A lot of women are misusing hypergamy. That's why you have so many conversations about men and women, because y'all got this shit all confused and mixed up for what it's supposed to be and what it really represents. And he is the representation of what happens when you are off your square. Let me tell you something. When you're locked in and you're making your money, or you're designing and you're editing and you're curating and doing business and networking, and everything is in decent order, you know what happens? And I've said this before. When you're in proper order, the bullshit that is toxic, it will be immune to you. You will know how to navigate around it. Why? Because you're too worried about, oh shit, I gotta make sure that I meet my deadline for such and such by X. You ain't about to sit up here and let them take you out of potentially making money. So you got a fat ass, you cute and all that, but you are uncertainty. What's here versus what is here. If I gotta weigh out my options, my nigga, over here I got clientele, I got commercials, I got money on the table, I got people that believe in me, that's counting on me, versus this shit right here. A pretty chick with a nice body, if it's not been used all the way up, with a whole bunch of character flaws You are the unknown. I don't know what the fuck I'm getting here with this, but I know what I'm getting with this. So if you're on your purpose, this shit can affect you. You're not going to chase this. Everything over here is guaranteed, which means you're not going to get fucked over. You won't get manipulated and used. The right people are going to align with what you're doing because they're on the same trajectory as you are. That's why he's the perfect example of what not to follow in terms of if you want a career, you want to make money and shit like that. He got you. Anything that got shit to do with relationships or dealing with women on a social level, stay the fuck away from him. I'll stop there.
Good. I was gonna say the great Kobe Bryant. You know, God rest his soul. Um, he spoke about his career before. He spoke about his relationship, and I remember him saying these words like his wife they had what four daughters and stuff like that, and it's hard to do both. But he did mention this. He said that he thanked his wife at the end of his career for always holding it down at home with the kids and everything like that because he said that at that moment nothing is over his career. He wanted to be the greatest player that he could possibly be. And I say that to say that if he has the potential to be one of the greatest players that we've seen in the history of the league. That's how good this dude is. That's how much focus he put to his craft. And if you got the right partner, because I heard you talking about being equally yoked and everything, that you will have a partner that supports that. Kobe's wife supported his career for 20 seasons, and he achieved a lot. And all that about that, and I believe he got married real young too, in his 20s. But my thing is, you gotta have somebody in your corner that understands that at this point in time, because it should be about his career, that Travis Hunter career, since he's so young, should be numero uno. It should be number one priority. Meaning, similar with Jaden Daniels, when we bring up Jaden Daniels, he's trying to be a better quarterback. He's trying to be the best quarterback that he could possibly be. And his mom felt like if he get caught up in a relationship with a woman, that his focus, going back to focus, would prevent him from reaching that goal. So it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, and all of that. And Travis Hunter got all of that. He got all of them tools to be one of the greatest. It's just sad that who he chooses can bring him down. Because for every great player or a great man, you gotta have a great woman in your corner, man. You have to. And in order for her to be determined as a great woman, she has to accept her role as being number two. She has to be number two. She has to be second. She can't be over your career because you ain't even play it down yet. Your career is the most important thing to you because you, not her, you work for that. You did all the training, all the exercises, all the discipline. You got yourself those opportunities. It wasn't her. So I think that's why this is such a big story and people's covering it because we wouldn't give a fuck if he's doing this if this wasn't a real genuine kid. I look at him like he's a real genuine ass dude, and that's why I wanted to really do this, sir, because I feel bad for him because of that, because he's genuine, because he don't deserve somebody that's trying to take advantage of him and his career like that. That's why I wanted to do this. If he was one of these motherfucking lames and just out in the streets with it, real ratchet with it, I wouldn't give a damn. I wouldn't mind her taking him to the cleaners, but I know that's because I know that's not what his intention is. Because I know that's not what he's coming from. His intention, he deserves. Bottom line is, it's just like with Remy and Pat. Pat had to go through some shit to get to Clarissa. Remy was the stepping stone to get there. And if this what it takes for him to learn the difference between, like my man said last week, he couldn't even tell you the difference between a good woman and a bad woman. So if this example of him getting married to this woman here, that for opportunity, women can put on a mask, good people, to get a good opportunity. Only time going reveal if this woman was wearing a mask. She could be wearing a mask to get this big break. And once her needs is met, and once she's secure, once she's taken care of, then it's time to break for the heels. But if that happens, Travis Hunter didn't let his family down. He didn't let his friends down. Everybody that he could have been pouring into, instead, he could be pouring into a damn trader, y'all. Like this woman can trade on him at any moment. So let's let that sink in, man. It's who you got in your corner to build your success. And I'm just saying, going back to it, that she amplified a lot of red flags to show that she's not really for his success and what he can get. So I'm just saying that's an eye opener. But I wanna bring this to the table while we still on here. It's kind of, be honest, it's kind of wild, bro. It's kind of wild when I heard it. It's kind of wild. I heard this on the radio, and we gonna break it down real quick. So I'm gonna ask you, what would your response be? What would your response be if you get a call at night? Like, you get a call at night, right? You know what I'm saying? And you pick up, and then one of your buddies or whatever say, man, good night, bro. Have a good night. Good night. I said, good night, bro.
Is that supposed to be some type of homophobic question? Like, it's weird for you to say goodnight to your friends and shit?
I'm just saying out the blue. Good night. Good night, bro.
I don't see no issue with it. For all you know, that could be the last time you speak to the person.
Right? And what else?
I mean, it's just simple as that. I don't know where you're going with that. I don't see no issue with it.
Well, it came back that when somebody said, well, they did a little thing on it, and it was like, well, the black culture feel like, that's like you said, is that some, like, is you all right, bro? That's some homophobic. It's like strange to hear, like a man call you to say, man, good night. I can see because it's like an affection type thing, and what was said was women do it all the time. They more emotional, so they don't don't really look at it like, you know, a woman trying to make a pass at them or nothing like that, because they, you know, they don't look at it like that. They just get affection back and be done with it. They say men get violent and have a problem with giving affection back. Now, me, I'm not gonna just get upset. I'm gonna say is you good, bro? You good? You all right? I'm gonna check on them. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind saying good night too, but I want to know, is you straight, because you hit me and you hit me at night though. That's one, and then you gonna say good night, like, you know what I'm saying? That out the blue. I'm just saying, for a guy, it's not normal. You know what I'm saying, to get those type of calls from another guy. That's all.
I don't see no problem with it.
It's just a study, because it's like guys don't receive or get affection or love from another guy without it being judged like, oh man, you a faggot, or you homo or what. So, you know what I'm saying? It was out the blue, bro. It was like, I just wanted to see if it was like it's not a normal thing. I am gonna say that if a man called me out the blue and say good night, and I don't normally get that, I'm a I'm a check on them and see what's going on. I'm not gonna just call or judge and say, man, is this man trying to make a pass at me? He homo? I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna see what's going on with first, because mental. We talk about it all the time. Mental health is real. If I blow up on that guy, or jump into conclusions like, man, you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you good, like, you something wrong with you, man, you don't call me this time of night, you act like you might, dudes take a lot of different approaches with that. And like you said in the beginning, that could be the last time, man. You never know. You don't know what somebody going through, and he could have just been reaching out, to see if you had some good words, some kind words for him, man. So it could be situations like that. So I just feel like when somebody say that, or say goodnight or whatever like that, check and see check and see if he okay. Cause I'm gonna go that route. Cause I don't, even though it ain't normal, I don't think it's strange either. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, if you know the person, like, good night, it's good night. That don't mean, you know what I'm saying?
You know what's weird? What's weird is what we romanticize and sensationalize and criminalize to be a negative thing when it should be the complete opposite. When was being concerning, caring, or uplifting a negative thing? And why is it assigned to a specific color? That's what's weird.
It's stereotype.
That shit is absolutely disgusting to me. So I gotta be homosexual because I say I love you, bro, or get home safe and um, just checking on you. Something's got to be off about me as a black man in the United States of America. That makes it a negative. Like, what are we talking about here? For real, for real. I
They
think
saying they saying guys are more likely to be on guard and stuff about their masculinity. They don't want to come off as affectionate as women like that. Like, they feel like if a basically it came off like if a dude called you and said, "Man, have a good night, good night, bro." You know, it come off like your masculinity being challenged. You know what I'm saying? A dude could just come off to you like that. You ain't going,
what do you think?
I just told you. I just told you what I got on it. I mean, at first it's not normal that first of all dudes don't do that all the time, such like women. But if it happens that way, for me, I'm gonna check on whoever it is. I'm be like everything good, everything all right over there, bro. Now, I can see if we had a conversation and we was having a conversation or something like that, and at the end of it, what I'm saying, he hit me with the good night, what I'm saying, all right, bro, you have a good one, man, it ain't gotta be no homosexual vibes or whatever people be thinking. Like, I think most of those situations is like, I think it's like a mental health probably condition with people. Like, they can be going through a lot, and what they were saying on it is that dudes don't, like you said, dudes don't check on other dudes because normally they'll say, man, I call it like it's at night too. Mind you, it's at night. So normally a guy would check on or make a call to a female. So that's why dudes would be on guard. Like, dang, I normally talk to a female. Like, you calling me at night. That's the type of vibe it was getting. Like, you calling me at night. You straight, bro? Like that.
All right. Well, I got a better question. I should have paraphrased it. Why is it such a problem? Why do you feel like men have to feel like they need to protect their integrity by being closed off emotionally with their own brothers? Why is that a thing to you?
I mean, it's like I said, the whole thing came up because it's like a masculinity type thing, bro. Like, that's how some dudes would take it. I mean, my thing is, if you secure in your masculinity, bro, you ain't gonna jump to conclusions just popping off saying the person telling you good night that he a faggy or you gay. Like, if you secure with yourself, why would you attack that person like that? I would see what's going on with him before we get to that conclusion, making sure he good. He call it. Matter of fact, if you calling me at night, I'm more concerned about. Dang, he calling me, telling me good night, man. Like I said, is you all right? You good? I'm gonna reach back out. Like, if something wrong, because you don't normally call. You know what I'm saying? At this time, everything okay on your end? Like that, I'm not gonna dismiss them real quick and nothing like that. I ain't gonna be like that. But I'm just saying, it's it's being presented like guys don't like to don't like to give that emotion up to another male, man, because of the way the way society look at it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. It's how you do it. I'm gonna say that because I mean, at the end of the day, we are men though. You know what I'm saying? We don't show emotion as well and give up that affection as often and stuff as a woman. We're not built to do that shit. So our we're men, so our masculinity comes in and checks that shit. Like, you know, if you good, because this ain't gonna go down like that on this side. So it comes to the forefront and see if somebody making a pass at you or you supposed to be able to know the difference. But the problem is, as a whole, men don't men don't have a problem with expressing that to another guy without it being perceived as being a homosexual or things like that. That's the main issue of the whole good night thing. We don't know how to give up affection to one another unless it's a female involved without being judged or being judged on your masculinity, pretty much.
It's just one of many stereotypes that I can't stand that they put on men in general.
And it's needed. Let me put that out there. It really is needed that men should do that more. You know, you ain't got to say that, but just like you said before, like the little checkups, that helps. Um, I wish you well. Good luck on that interview, bro. Like dudes need to hear all of that amongst each other, not just from a lady all the fucking time. That's all. It helps. It helps the expression part because we don't express. You know, we don't express that to each other like we should.
With all the pressure and responsibilities that's placed on the shoulders of men, you would think that we'd get a little more appreciation, a little more respect. Well, we supposed to be robots 24 hours a day, eat shit, tolerate shit, clock into shit, clock home from shit. We can give our entire body to this world, and we don't what? We're not supposed to feel absolutely nothing. Nah, that's trash. That's trash. And a lot of dudes out here be hurting for real, hurting, going through. That's why the suicide rates for men, they far exceed women by far. Dudes really be going through shit, and they don't have the outlet or they don't have the space to release that stuff because we roast and troll and joan and we clown and make fun of that shit, but it's not a joke. It ain't. So I don't support that either. That's just another one of those stereotypes that they put on men that I don't like and I don't agree with whatsoever. I actually think it's goofy that you make fun of shit like that. Like it's supposed to be a joke. I don't find it humorous at all. As far as Travis Hunter and his new bride, good luck to you, sir. I wish you the best. I don't want to hear you crying on the internet if things go sour. I'm not going to come back here and revisit this story ever again. There is not going to be a "I told you so" for me. I'm not. After this, I'm done with it. You made your choice as an adult. She made her choice as an adult. Best of luck to the men, and especially the ones that are building something. The women will be there. You don't have to settle for that one at the moment. The women will be there, whether they're the right one or the wrong one. They will always be there in all shapes and sizes and all colors. They will be there. Don't sweat it if one rejects you. Don't sweat it if you want this one. There will be more. Get to your bag. Worry about your bread. Worry about your brand. Worry about building a legacy for your future. Don't get ensnared or trapped dealing with somebody who is temporary, because most of these people that we deal with are temporary. And allow God to bring to you what is for you. Have some patience. This is not a race, it's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna say about it. If there's anything you want to say before we get out of here, you are more than welcome to share.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered enough on Mr. Hunter. My thoughts and prayers, with his family. Hopefully everything pans out correctly with like you said, those grown up decisions that Mr. Travis Hunter and the girlfriend will have to stand on no matter what at this point. Uh, but my honest opinion, I just feel like he's green. You know, you want to call it green, you want to call it wet behind the ears. You can go and call it all of that. I just feel like this is this is a big step, and I'm more for his career blossoming than him settling down so soon. So hopefully this could be a lesson to anybody coming up, you know, to worry about your career first and let the chips fall where they may, because they will fall, you know. And also guidance. The guidance have to be there. The guidance must be there for young women and men, because you spoke on, you know, her not being prepared to be someone's wife. You have to be groomed to be that. It has to be an example in her household. She has to see her mom carry herself like that for her to be an example of that. She has to see her dad the way he moves. 'Cause most of the time, when a woman grows up in that environment, then they're they're more patient. They're more ready to be a family with a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be challenging because they're young. They're real young. So we'll see how this plays out. Other than that, we're going to speak on mental health again. Um, Got to check on your peoples. That's why I wanted to bring up that call thing, because you got to check on your folks, man, and you got to be able to give up the encouragement. Men should be encouraging other men to do well in life, man, because this mental health thing is real. Travis Hunter, he might need a he might need a therapist, man, if this thing blow up. It's real, to get his career back on track. So, hey, we'll see how this thing play out. Just like you, sir, I'm done too. I'm done with it too. I just hope athletes can make better judgment, and families can be more concerned with, with these young men and women out here. Other than that, man, good stream, good show. See you later.
Bang, 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 bang.
Salute to you. We'll be back later on, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lock in with us. If you enjoyed the stream, like, share, subscribe to the channel, link in the bio. It's all love on this side of the internet.
Gang.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. If I don't get a chance to chop it up with y'all later, we up out of here. Take care. See you later.
Peace. Free luck.
Mantra, slave song, slave ship, rip skin, made me rip bones. But no matter how close my ancestors speak, they tell me they're tired of them praying on us like we're weak. I haven't been getting sleep, longing to sing until I've surpassed peak, until they think we are equal. Please, all I want is peace. My ancestors beat drums until their palms would